Kia ora everyone, you're here with me Dave on the Empire, and it is time for a little bit of a tech video. So, yes, this is the PlayStation 5. It's big and awesome and it does good stuff, and hang on a wee minute here, I'm going to unplug it so that I can show you the console itself. So, front of the console, USB-C, USB-A, power disc eject. You probably can't see that too well, it's not great lighting in here. This is the disc one, which has the stand. The stand unscrews if you have it in here, and then you can use it to lay the console flat by twisting it. There's actually a couple of grooves. Now I'm going to see if I can get those onto the video. You can sort of see them about here. You can see the little pattern along the back of the console here. That is so that you can place the stand hooked onto the edge of the thing here, and then it actually stands the console just a few millimeters off of the ground completely, so it's 100% resting on the stand, so you don't scrape any of the plastic sort of, I'm going to, like, housing, shell, the bit that can come off from the side here. On the whole, it's built very well, but it is massive. There's no other way to say it. This console is giant. It's very striking, but yeah, it's of the new generation of consoles, this one is definitely the largest by a big margin. Under the hood, there is, of course, the AMD RDNA 2 type chipset that is also in the latest Xbox console as well. So, you know, that unlocks some really cool and innovative new features. You've got ray tracing, and then you've also got very fast SSD capability on the PlayStation and Xbox. There is an M2 expansion slot for this, but it's not going to be supported at the console's launch. They have already gone ahead and said that it will be a later update, and that's fine. Although I will admit, you know, whilst it's close to a terabyte of storage, that's going to fill up real quick, like real quick. Not, oh, there's a nudie bum. Hello, nudie bum. Whoops. Oh, child. What's going on with you? Are you okay? Oh, hey. You need to get dressed. You do need to get dressed. Are you going to go find some clothes? Good girl. There you go. Small children running around the house. Fantastic. I want to talk about the controller real quick. The controller is very, very cool. This is one of the most innovative pieces of technology that has graced gaming consoles in a long time. A lot of that comes down to haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. The triggers are awesome. There's a certain amount of resistance, which is, you know, natural to the trigger itself, the spring-loaded mechanism, but this actually adds more resistance depending on the game that you're playing. So Astro's Playroom, which I'll show you some footage of in a minute, that has excellent sort of additional functionality in this. What are you doing?
I have this one.
You have that one. Shorts. Okay, super duper, you're all dressed. You gonna go and see what Edward's doing? Okay, super duper. Now, the controller, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. So Astro's Playroom comes preloaded on the console, so that's probably going to be most people's first experience of the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback. It's really well implemented. I mean, that game is also a bit of a tech demo for what the new controller is capable of, but you absolutely get a sense of different textures. So when you're walking across metal or concrete or grass or snow or sand, the haptic feedback responds differently. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. People wonder why it takes like 16 hours to make a 5-minute video. Yeah, they do wonder that sometimes, don't they? So, controller, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers. Excellent, innovative, absolutely opens up new opportunities for gaming, game design, and immersion and feedback. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this, The console itself, like I said, noise-wise, it's If you're more than 2 or 3 feet away from the console, you will not notice the noise really. It sits on the edge of barely noticeable, but with normal TV volume running through a regular TV, you won't be disturbed by fan noise at all. That was running Miles Morales at 4K on its, not its performance setting, but its fidelity setting, fidelity mode, which focuses on 4K with ray tracing, all of the effects, stressing out the GPU to its max. So that is 30 frames per second, but it still looks incredible and plays really, really well. But I will be covering Spider-Man Miles Morales as a separate review item. So what I'm going to do now is I've got the console plugged in, and I'm actually just going to turn it on. Beep. Now you can't really see it, or maybe you can if I make some light adjustments here. So you can see the blue lighting around the edge of the console itself. Oh look, there we are, it's just popped online for us here. So you should always have a passcode for this, especially if you have small children, so I have one of them. Now I'm going to hit the record button on my DVR, or my video game recorder, just so you can sort of see what's going on here. But as you can see, I've got Spider-Man behind me. I also have Astro's Playroom, and I have been downloading some of my PS4 games as well, Ghost of Tsushima. I've got Bloodborne in there as well, and then Watch Dogs Legion as well, which is the PS4 edition, not the PS5 edition. But look, if I go to Astro's Playroom, you know, I can just hit start on that, and away you go. The console will then kick into life. That's how quickly it loads into the game. That is, you know, you're actually in the game at this point, as you can see. Now, I don't know if you can hear that, but one thing about the controller in this game, especially this game, is just how much more engaged the controller is, both in terms of sound from the speaker and also the haptics and the continuous feedback that you get from that. It's really cool. So, you know, I can just sort of jump in here, continue my game, and obviously, you know, you've got lots of loud, happy music going on in the background here. I can flick that up there. There we go, off we toddle. And away we are. We're in CPU Plaza, and we're going to go and explore the thing. Now, if I want to stop that, I tap the PlayStation button. That brings up some trophies and other things like that. But this is the context menu, so from here you can actually do things like turn off the PlayStation and do stuff like that, or you can go home. Oh, I didn't want to do that. What did I want to do? I wanted to bring up the switcher menu. So the switcher menu here allows you to choose between games that you've been playing recently. Now I'm going to switch between Astro's Playroom and Spider-Man Miles Morales. So if I hit play, there we are, it's brought it up, and it has already loaded into the launch of the game. Now if I start the game, it's actually playable now. Like, that is immediate. It is, you know, load times are practically a thing of the past, it would seem, with the PlayStation 5. Considerably quicker here than it is on the Xbox Series X. So yeah, you know, I was impressed with the Xbox Series X. I am really impressed with the PlayStation 5. So that's excellent. That's a great thing and a great feature. In terms of further backwards compatibility, look, I'm just going to say it, the Xbox has this beat for backwards compatibility. It has really good backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 games. In fact, I can go back through most of my library of PlayStation 4 titles here. I know I've got some PlayStation 3 games tucked away in there as well from you know, back in the day when I was playing the PS3 primarily, but none of those have shown up here, and that is, I think, just because they haven't got that figured out yet. Am I impressed with the PlayStation 5? Yes. It's almost impossible not to be impressed with the PlayStation 5. The innovative leaps forward that they've made in terms of, you know, graphical capabilities, both 4K and high refresh rates, the SSD and storage, and yeah, the immediacy of the games loading in, and the practically zero load times for the games that I've experienced in limited playtime. The noise is so much better than it was with the PS4. So yeah, really minimal noise at anything over half a meter away. You won't hear it under normal room sizes. You're making this really difficult for me, you know that? It is a balloon, it's a big balloon. Okay, you take it out, I'll be right out, okay? Okay, mouse. Yep. So obviously the main focus now is to spend a lot of time playing video games and doing things on this. So yeah, keep it here with us on the Empire. We'll keep you posted on how we're getting on and what it's like in a larger format. Of course, Miles Morales and Astro's Playroom will be coming through as separate videos. But for now, keep it here. Check out some other videos. You know, we do cars, we do food, we do video games and tech reviews. There's me, there's Nick, there's others. It's good stuff. But if this is your last video with us here on the Empire for today, then I have been your tech and gaming guy, Dave, and I will see you